Hi, I'm Yapped, and this is Yoked.
I'd like to see your mouth do something else, though.
This mouth does his dog shit.
This is Yapped, and that's Yoked. I'm Yapped. You're Yoked. You're Yapped. She's a Yap. I'm a Yoked.
You had two parents that loved you growing up.
I tricked her into marrying me.
I'm mic'd up, so anything stupid I say goes on the internet. I need attention or I'll die.
The codependent fuck.
On today's episode, ChatGPT whipped us up a beautiful title because we had quite a few things going on in terms of what we're talking about today. But on a consolidated note, your dream physique doesn't care that you want balance.
And before you come for me, I only drink coffee so that I can save water for chat, so.
But you drink Americanos.
Don't ruin the plot.
Now let's dive in. So where did this topic originate from, my lovely wife?
So I have a client and we've been working together for 5 months this stint, but we worked together previously as well. And she messaged me the other night to let me know that she just wanted to chat about some mindset stuff that she was dealing with. And within that, she was basically saying that she found that the first time we worked together, she was running into adherence issues because she was depressed, and with that, like, the programming just felt like it became too much. And ultimately she sees herself maybe not in the same place, but that the want to adhere is slipping at times because she has what she called adherence fatigue. To give context to that, she works in a clinical setting in mental health. And so, like, ultimately being able to tie the verbiage she uses in her world to, like, what we do over here to make sense of it. And it got me to thinking kind of like, okay, how many check-ins have we done together? How many weeks have we been on plan? Maybe she doesn't need a break. Maybe she doesn't need a break. You know, do I give her tough love or do I let her back off the gas a little bit? And what I ultimately came to is that 5 months on program with 1 week where we're fully on a vacation and not checking in or weighing, tracking food, going to the gym, nothing, doesn't, in my opinion, allow for adherence fatigue. I think that for the goals that people have for themselves.
For their physique.
For the physique.
Yes, let's make sure we're pointed on that too.
Sure, but what it really comes down to is people really discredit how much work it actually takes to accomplish a dream physique, a goal within their careers, building a business that makes multi-6 or 7 figures. I think we all, like, have gotten into this foggy bubble of, like, balance and...
Or better yet, oh, that's attainable because social media has made you believe it's attainable for yourself in a short window or just at all for you as an individual where the cards might not land that way for you.
So I gave her some tough love. I was like, of course we can do that, but we both can agree that if we take a couple days off the gym and we back off of what we're doing here, we're just delaying the ability to get to the result on the timeline that we have allotted ourselves. And the thing I just kept coming back to is that's fine. It's okay. But maybe the problem isn't the adherence fatigue. Maybe the problem is that your goals just aren't enough for you to want to go at them 110%. And to preface, that's okay. Not everyone wants to step on the Olympia stage or have absolutely shredded abs or put 100 pounds on their lift or whatever it is. But the people that really, really want it aren't thinking about adherence fatigue.
Correct.
And I used myself as an example. I was like, listen, I've been on plan for almost 2 straight years where, like, maybe I get a free meal in a month if I'm lucky. I haven't missed steps, cardio, supplements, water, a meal. I couldn't even tell you the last time I did.
You and me both.
There's nights where I'm done my final meal, my supplements are in my mouth, I'm literally ready to go to bed, and I'm walking around the kitchen because I have 300 more steps. 300 steps to some people might mean nothing, but to me it's the difference where if I'm on stage in second place and I know that I had 300 steps left in the tank, I'll be fucking pissed.
And I can confirm this completely because there's a rut in our
there's
kitchen.
a hole in our kitchen.
Slowly degrading the floor. Now, let's stay on that specific topic as well. One thing I also want to relate to this is we also don't want to, I don't think it's fair to put it in the frame of adherence fatigue when it's goal-oriented work. So your client who made reference to this had a great application to where it plays into her career. Patients who have adherence fatigue from medication protocols or protocols for their health. Not everyone wants to do that. It's not exciting. Like, let's be clear. Like, if you are sitting with a doctor, be it medical, psychological, whatever it may be, they identify a diagnosis that requires intervention of some sort, and the intervention could take 3 months, it could take 6. You're on a strict medical protocol. That's not fun. That's not you picking a goal. That's life picking a goal for you. And that's not enjoyable. So yes, adherence fatigue 100% by definition can play into that strongly. But when you have a goal orientation you picked out of your own free will, understandable, adherence fatigue by definition can apply. But let's also put it in the frame of reference that she works with a coach. She's been educated by a coach on most instances, and this applies to some of my clients as well. Perfect example, my guy Alex Wheelock. He's been diving heavier and heavier into wanting to be a bodybuilder. He's been checking the boxes, eating the food, being adherent as hell, and coming to the table eager to improve. But last check-in, he had a holiday weekend, has some travel coming up, and expressed that he was kind of feeling burnt out. The gym didn't feel as good. So I gave him 3 days off of the gym. And by day 4, when he was back in the gym, he was like, wow, I feel so much better. My energy's good again. I'm ready to go. So in the frame of mind, or just in the frame of context, when you're working with a coach, it's goal-oriented work that you're choosing. I wouldn't quite lump it into just adherence fatigue. It's execution fatigue for your goal that you should communicate to your coach where, hey, I've been going 110%, the best that I can. My body's a little sore. My sleep's starting to suffer. I'm noticing my pumps in the gym aren't as good. I'm noticing my appetite's not as good. The communication to your coach then, where then your coach says, awesome, I can look at what we've been doing. I can see what you've been doing as a client. Now let's make the strategic decision to back off the gas. And that can be backing off of adherence, or in some frame, just staying out of the gym for 3 or 4 days to reinvigorate yourself, right?
And I can use myself as an example. A couple of weeks ago, I told Drew that I was like, just everything felt heavy, nothing felt good. I was super worn out. I was like, I'm so fatigued. And, you know, I could have looked at that and been like, great, that means more food or no cardio or a day off the gym or whatever. He looked at it and said, great, get in the cold plunge and sauna tonight. The answer isn't always back off everything. Sometimes it's like adding something like that in to reset you. And I mean, I've said this to you, and like typically by the end of a show prep, this is like where I'm at. I'm like, I don't even need to have a free meal or have all these crazy foods. I typically just want to take a day and not weigh my food. Like that's where my fatigue comes in. I'm like, if I could just not look at a food scale today and eat the same foods but not weigh them, I'd be gassed.
Or better yet, like this is a little off topic, but like over the past few years, you and I getting off stage is no longer the conversation of, oh my God, I can't wait to go to Cheesecake Factory and eat 7,000 calories. It's like, can I have a fruit and a cup of water?
No, it's typically fruit that I'm like jonesing for.
I want some watermelon, some pineapple, like maybe an apple, like a banana or something, and a cup of water.
Yesterday we had something unfortunate happen, and I had a free meal, and Connor was like trying to help me figure out what I want, and I came out of the grocery store with a cup of grapes. I'm like, this is what sounded good. So I think to that point, like my goals right now are so important to me that I've forgone any free meals and like crazy date nights and things, and have cooked at home for anything that I've had.
4 weeks now, we've been good at that. Just making sure we like put something together that works in the frame of your macros and something that's not terribly off the beaten path. And then myself, sure, I still make it a substantial free meal, but I feel drastically better afterwards.
And something I've noticed, and this is a little bit off topic, but I'll say it and then we'll move on. If you look at my like Aura ring on a night where I go eat, it doesn't even mean that I eat like an asshole, but I eat out. And obviously that's going to be a little bit more calorically dense versus where at home I have full control of the ingredients. I'm not putting, 80 grams of parm on something that a restaurant might do, I'm maybe using no cheese. Or like I made a salad and I did balsamic, not vinaigrette, because those little things add up. My readiness and my sleep scores aren't trashed now the day after a free meal. And whereas like an at-home meal, I'm up like 1 to 2 pounds. If I eat out, same level of fullness, same level of content in the food I ate, I'm up like 5 to 7.
4 to 6. Yeah. Yeah. It's a drastic difference.
Yeah.
But free meals aside and our own self-control aside, back on topic here. Now, with adherence fatigue, with goal orientation, one thing that I've said time and time again to new client prospects, and I start every call like this, is what's the goal? And I'm not asking that strictly in the fashion of like, I need to know your goal so I can coach you to it. I'm asking it in the sense of, what am I hearing you say? Are you describing a goal specifically that we can work towards?
Yeah.
And secondly, are you describing a goal that you're excited for?
Yeah.
Because if I hear one more time, lose like maybe 10 pounds, maybe tone up a little bit, like I maybe some steroids. Like if I hear somebody say that one more time, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because you're getting on these calls with a coach, and then you don't even fucking know what you want to do with your own self. You don't even have a single ounce of goal orientation for yourself. But then for the people who do sign up with a coach, for the ones who do decide on their goal orientation being exciting enough for them, you're biting into a fucking long haul of work to put in. And I read something this morning, and also I actually read something this morning and saw a TikTok video that's I'm gonna lump together. What I read this morning was, the reality is your dream physique is on the other side of multiple phases of dieting, maintenance, 100% correct for the vast majority of people. And then the second piece being, fit people do not diet. We're not here, oh, I have to keto diet now, or I have to go on a diet now. It's no, I adjust what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis to feel how I want to and then to look how I want to.
Sure.
Our goal orientation is to continue feeling good. And then on the extreme of what we choose, we do it also to look a more specific way for our bodybuilding.
Well, and it's the epitome of like when you're, and especially as a new bodybuilder, I know everyone that's ever competed in a show has gotten this. Families looking at you going, oh, so do you go back to normal tomorrow? It's like, no, this is like the lifestyle that I have now chosen to adapt. Tomorrow, my food will look pretty much identical to today and potentially more. Or if you're going into another show, potentially less. I think if you're going to stay in the sport, the answer of what happens tomorrow isn't, oh, I just go back to eating Rice Krispie treats and Pop-Tarts and freeze meals and whatever the fucks. It's, nope, tomorrow I'm still going to eat chicken breast and veg and
Jimmy Dean.
White rice, and hell yeah, let's do it.
Well, let's take 2 steps back, though. That sentence you said, oh, you go back to normal tomorrow? Normal. Everyone's definition of normal is fucked. Because all of America is just like, yeah, your normalcy is skipping breakfast, a 300 to 500 calorie drink from Starbucks.
Yep.
You probably went out for lunch, and then maybe you scavenged up something for dinner on the ride home. Could it be takeout? It could be a meal that you made that you probably eat for lunch the next day. That's got no substantial nutrient value to it.
Yeah.
So the definition of normal is just fucked in general. People's definition of normal should be, yeah, I choose to eat 3 whole food square meals a day at minimum because I feel good and it's healthy.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck how you look. Just do that for yourself because that's a positive win. Yeah. And then similarly, and this is a conversation I have with my mother because I'm trying to help her in her fitness journey right now. Like, I would love her to adopt 3 awesome square meals a day, work towards her body weight goal that she wants to achieve, and then maintain that structure of those 3 healthy meals a day. The meals structures themselves can change, but keep those healthy habits. And then on the weekend, when she's with her friends, when she's going out to dinner with my dad and my grandparents, it won't matter
For sure.
It won't matter at all because she worked to achieve that healthy balance of feeling good, weighing what she wants to weigh, and then there's no guilt in the thought process of, oh, I went out and had a few drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking to a client. I started working with her earlier this year, and her wedding was past month, and now we're like back to, we were dieting. We got to a place where we had to maintain for her wedding dress to fit, and now we're gonna head back into a little bit of like we need to stabilize again because she hasn't really been on plan for a couple of weeks with all the wedding excitement, but with that in mind, she hasn't been on plan since probably 3 weeks ago, and her weight is the exact same as the last time she was 100% adherent. Whereas, like, the first couple months we worked together, a free meal would spike her like 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have to be forever. But the people that you're watching on the internet, when you click through stories or you swipe and you're like, oh, that influencer still has abs, and she's drinking this latte today. She was out with her friends last night. She's doing this thing. She's established that over years of routine, and that's why she's still shredded. And she can go do that. Me and Connor, same thing. Like, if we go have a vacation, we're probably going to come back pretty closely in weight to where we left.
I'll probably just be
because
smaller.
my body and his body has been trained to do that. But I think, like, the best advice I would give people that are struggling in their fitness journey is, if you do nothing else and you're overwhelmed by the amount of information on the internet, 3 square meals, a protein, a fat, and a veg, whole foods, pick food sources you enjoy: sourdough, white rice, potato, chicken, lean turkey, lean fish. You're gonna see progress if you're doing those things, but people think, oh, I can do that 3 days out of the week. And then they're like, well, it's not working because you're not even giving yourself the time to do it.
And let's look at the time frame thought process too, where you commit to that goal. And for some, it might be a lofty goal of losing 100 pounds.
Sure.
For someone like me, when I started out, it might have been, dude, I wanted to be 225 pounds. Like, when I was 165 pounds, I was
That's like
I want to be 225. I want to be 225 of muscle, and I wanted to look like Callum Von Moger, because like that's what that was at the time.
Yeah.
I knew I had years of work ahead of me.
Yeah.
I knew I had a bunch of food to consume ahead of me to make that happen. Now, why is it in the inverse when you want to lose 50 pounds that people don't view it the same way as my younger self who wanted to grow 60 pounds of muscle? You want to lose 50 pounds of fat, it's going to take a lengthy period of time. But now let's boil it down into something people can understand. 97% of people went to high school. A lot of people went to college. I'm going to focus on college because that's a much harder endeavor.
Sure.
Unless you went to school for underwater basket weaving, but whatever. Lib arts bullshit. Like, you're not doing much with fucking English. But you go to school for 4 years. You go through a tough, grueling degree. Imagine if, like, halfway through your junior year, when you're taking your hardest classes and like it's the stuff that you actually need to know, you went to your professor and you're like, yeah, man, I don't think I can come to your class for the next 2 weeks. I'm having some adherence fatigue. I don't think it's going to happen. That professor's going to look at you like, okay, you're failing this class this semester. I don't give a shit. But then you apply that to yourself and your health, and you're like, oh, I can't do this for longer than 4 weeks, 4 months, 6 months, whatever, when it's a 4-year endeavor you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Like, you have to view it in frames of reference that are more understandable to the general public, but you can't think, oh, I got to back off of this, the goal, because the goal's gonna happen either way. But no, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off because I don't feel like it right now. Because you're correct. Then at that point, either the goal isn't important to you enough, or you just don't grasp reality in the ways that you need to grasp reality.
Yeah. I think too, like, the biggest piece of it is, if your goal is like meaningful to you, you wake up like hungry. You're like, cool, I'm going to do it, whatever that takes. And I mean, you've seen me do insane shit for my goals. Like, you're like, maybe we need to talk about protocols. I don't really agree with this. And I'm like, I'll eat dirt for the next 4 days if that's what you tell me to do. But that's because I wake up every morning wanting to meet my goals. And like to the point where Thursday I had a rest day or Wednesday I had a rest day, and I like was like, but I could get ahead by 5% if I trained, because like I understand the importance of rest, but I understand right now there's one particular area I need to grow muscle. And I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Yesterday, horrible day for me, and I dragged my ass out of bed to go train because that's so important to me right now. Never once has it crossed my mind that I'm like, oh, I have adherence fatigue, I should probably just chill for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually never crossed my mind. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's days where I'm like, all right, I don't want to cook 6,000 calories worth of food right now because it's just a lot of effort. But it's not adherence fatigue. It's more just like, fuck, I gotta put effort into this today, and I'm like, maybe don't have the energy, maybe don't have the time. It's circumstantial.
So funny you
it's
say
fleeting.
that, because like when I hear people say like, oh, like they're talking to us on a consultation, they're like, I just don't like to cook. I'm like, babe, what's the alternative? You gonna just
McDonald's
eat out of a box every day?
Yeah, but that's most of America.
It's just baffling to me. Like and trust me, as somebody who like, when I started my fitness journey, I was eating maybe 1 square meal a day of takeout. And like, probably like, I'll think back to when I worked at the gym and I was coaching. Without a joke, I was getting up, drinking some variation of a calorie dense coffee, going to work. If I ate between that and my nighttime girls, it was typically like grab and go fast food. Mm-hmm. I'd potentially eat something out of the vending machine at the gym. Cheez-Its, let's be honest. And then I'd get takeout for dinner.
Okay. And with that, what did you look like and how'd you feel?
Horrible and horrible.
Okay. Now, how old were you at that?
20, like anywhere between 21 and 25.
Okay. So I'm gonna compare the exact same actions from my life at 20 versus yours. Mm-hmm. I would probably do 1, maybe 2 large whole milk, full sugar mocha lattes from Dunkin' Donuts once or twice a day. If I was there in the morning, usually grabbing a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant from Dunkin'.
As you should.
And then I had cafeteria food for all 4 years of college, where I didn't have a kitchen. I had a microwave and a small fridge in my dorm, townhouse room, whatever you want to call it. When I was in the cafeteria, usually 2 burgers and 2 baskets of fries, probably a chicken breast, and then whatever else that looked decent enough to consume at that meal. And then would bring food back home. I didn't feel horrible. I didn't look horrible. The counter, I was in the gym at minimum 2 hours, 5 to 6 days a week. Mm-hmm. And then playing basketball 3 to 4 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And people think, oh, you can eat like that and then continue to look like that. It's like, no, motherfucker, I was burning all of it, like 4 to 6 hours per day. Mm-hmm. But that's the effort that it took, the expenditure that it took to maintain me feeling good and looking how I did. Mm-hmm. If I didn't do those actions, which for the majority of people listening, watching, and in the typical ecosystem of the world, they're not doing that.
No, they're eating like that in their desk jockeys.
They're thinking, yes, desk jockey, I went on my 20-minute little walk this morning, and then I went to the gym and I chatted with my girls, and I think I did another 15 minutes on the elliptical, and then they ate similarly to how you did. And like, I don't know why I don't see results. It's like, because those scales don't tip in your favor.
And like, we've talked about this before, and I have a video saved that I need to stitch, but there's a acai place down in Sarasota that I've been wanting to check out. And she does a lot of like the counter talk type videos where she's like making it or taking orders and the camera's just kind of there. And she's conversing with a guest who's never had acai before, and she's explaining why her acai is better. And because she goes on to explain that the average acai bowl, where most restaurants supply their acai, is like 60 grams of sugar, and then the granola that they get is like an additional 50 grams of sugar. Mm-hmm. And we're looking at something that's been deemed healthy in America because it's the alternative to fast food, or like a cheeseburger or an ice cream.
It's the alternative to ice cream and frozen yogurt, I'd say.
And these foods that America has like made healthy, you might as well just go eat Applebee's at that point. It's the same calories, it's the same sugar. So I think there's just this like vast misconception still of what nutrition actually is, because I ate healthy today and it's like an egg white wrap from Starbucks and it's like, well, that's still covered in cheese. It's still, all these things. And it's not to demonize food, because there's a time and a place, and not that you have to eat mindfully forever for the rest of your life, 365 days a year. But the average American doesn't even recognize, like, they don't even know what a protein, fat, and carb is. They don't even know, they don't even have a general understanding of what their intakes are. They, not to call out anyone in particular, but I work with somebody who works in the food industry, and I asked her what beef was the other day, and she couldn't tell me if it was a fatty or a lean protein.
Yeah.
And she's a chef.
Mm-hmm. And that's baffling, to say the least.
Yeah.
To say the very least. Now, I think this blends well into the conversation of choices.
Sure.
And this is something that you and I talked about. I talked with a client about the other day, where first and foremost, you're making the decision to work towards a goal, whether that be fat loss, whether that be muscle gain, whether that be physique enhancement, whatever. But after you make that choice to work towards a goal, every choice you make after that is either going to be in pursuit of that goal or in deterrent of that goal. And for this individual that I had this conversation with, it was like, hey, dude, I don't need perfect from you. I need consistent and I need smart choices. And the choices he was making just did not align with his goal orientation.
Yeah.
And the choices he was making did not align with him being a client, because it's a matter of, hey, I want to do my job as the coach, but you chose to eat a free meal the night before your check-in. So literally by fact, I can't do my job as the coach because that free meal you decided to choose to consume screws your entire check-in that I have to review that next morning. Now I don't know what the week's worth of adherence did because you chose to make that decision. Similarly as well, outlining that he has a conference next week and saying, I won't be on plan. That is a choice. It's a conference. You're not going away to a wedding. You're not getting married yourself. You're not going on vacation where I would say, hey, let's pull off on the gas and enjoy yourself. You're choosing to say, yeah, no, I'm going to be in a different setting, so I'm choosing not to work towards my goals. That's the black and white of it. People just have to make better choices for themselves, or what they're choosing just doesn't matter enough to them.
And I always explain this to clients. I'm like, just hang out for me and like be adherent to a fault until you get to that point where you have so much consistency and so much ability to predict what the next day is going to look like on the scale, how you feel, how you look, energy. And you're not just going to want to say, none for me this week, because you do enjoy that piece of, oh, I look how I want, I feel how I want, I'm not crashing, my readiness score isn't a 7 from eating like a jerk last night. And it's my favorite win every single time. I have a client right now who texted me the other day. She's like, quite frankly, I don't want to be off plan while I'm on this trip this week, because I know that in order for me, she's going to Hawaii to do a private event cooking. She's like, for me, I know that while, yes, I'm in Hawaii and that's an experience and I would like to have a couple meals out because she's there for like 14 days or something. But she's like, I know that in order for me to be my best self for work, I need to be on plan now. And that's the ultimate breakthrough as a coach, is when you realize that that skill set and that mindset takes them for life now. Because 10 years from now, they're still going to at least be eating somewhat mindfully and using the education and pieces that we've taught them. And they're like, wait a minute, if I want to feel my best, I don't need to have 7 breakfast sandwiches out this week. I just need to go back to my roots and do the thing that works for me, because I'll wake up with a clear mind, ready to work, energy's good, no fatigue. Like it's once you are so dialed in and you realize what those off-plan meals or what those decisions do to like your simple day, your work day, your clarity, it's crazy.
I'm smiling so much right now because I was just going to bring up that same topic. Like the wins I'm experiencing with clients. Yeah, Bluetooth on that one. The wins I'm experiencing with clients right now all align with everything you just said. And it's not, and don't get me wrong, I have actually, I have quite a good few number of people in prep right now, so that's super exciting.
Sure.
So the physical on them is super exciting for their wins, but it's my other clients, and even a few of my prep clients who I'm getting these mental light bulb wins that means so much more as a coach. The client who's like, well, I've been on plan long enough where I know that eating off plans and upset my stomach, so don't want to do that. New client who's only a few weeks in. Yep, I already talked to my family. They're visiting again this week, and I told them that I have goals and I want to get to the gym and make sure I stay on as close to plan as possible.
Yeah.
A mother who's now, again, for like the fifth month in a row, buying new clothes. A grandmother, again, for the fifth month in a row, buying new clothes for herself.
Yeah.
Both of which coming to the table with mental wins, feel good wins.
Yeah.
Even a few clients who have had past coaches who have now worked with me, and just in the first few days, Raphael, in the first 24 hours, was like, yeah, man, I was on your program. I started it yesterday morning. I got done with meal 2, and I usually don't eat for like 5 hours after that on my normal schedule I was on, but I was hungry, and I noticed I wasn't bloated, and I was like, oh, no, wait, I can eat this much food. This is more than I was eating before, and I can feel good and not be bloated and be hungry.
Yeah.
And watching his eyes light up with that light bulb moment, I was like, that's only 24 hours in.
Yeah.
Like that's what we aim for.
Sure.
I don't care what your goal orientation is. That light bulb moment of, oh shit, I did something today that I chose to do that made me feel really good in just a 24-hour window, that'll carry for days and weeks to come. And to me, that's a bigger win than anything else.
Yeah. And I think that that's like zooming out. Something you just said there is it's not just the aesthetic wins and it's not just the weight wins. Like there's so many things outside of that. And like fitness is going to be the gateway for people achieving so many other goals, because you might have gotten into this to see, like I'll use myself as an example. The only reason I started going to the gym was because I wanted what was popular in 20, whatever year that was, 17. I wanted an ab crack. And I kept, the one thing I always said was, I want to be small and I want to have muscle. Lo and behold, didn't know that bikini existed. And that is quite literally the epitome of bikini. But I mean, fitness was the gateway to like, I met my husband. I started a business. I started making multi-six figures in a job. How many 25-year-olds can say that? I have accomplished so much that never would have happened if I hadn't done that, because the self-development that happens outside of the gym when you're focusing on a better you is self-development on crack. You know what I mean? It's like you're not just getting better in this one area of your life. And
it
so
bleeds
the
into
coined
everything.
term is like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. You start focusing on that one thing and it's ultra important to you. And suddenly you have the confidence to show up. You have the confidence to speak up. You have the confidence to apply to that job. You have the confidence to put yourself out there and date potentially up. Things like that where
You
you're
have the
like,
confidence to slide into your wife's DMs 7 years ago.
ew, we're so old.
But no, I think that's perfect too, because if you look back at that, your reasoning for why you got into the gym, let's look back at mine too. It was sports. I was just a small, tall, skinny fucking kid who got his shit rocked on the lacrosse
I can't
field.
wait to put a layover on this video. We're gonna out
I gotta go find something of me getting.
Oh, don't worry, babe. I have a whole folder.
Oh no, I'm sure I have something of me getting hit on the lacrosse field.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so that was the reason I got into the gym originally.
Yeah.
Then college, my roommate and I, both 6'1", both 160 pounds, soaking wet, tall, skinny fucks, but had like a decent frame on us. And Maynard looked at me and goes, hey, want to start going to the gym? I was like, I already go 3 days a week. You want to go more? So we started going 5 days a week. He's like, yeah, I got a tub of protein. I never fucking owned a tub of protein at that point. And yeah, so this is me at 18 years old walking into college, and I just wanted to be in the gym. And I had fun being in the gym. Didn't know anything about competing. Didn't know anything about fitness or this world that exists now or did exist then. And it wasn't until my junior year when I had 4 or 5 people come up to me and be like, hey, do you compete? And my response to all of them was, compete in what? Because I don't know what you're referencing, because I knew nothing about bodybuilding.
Hot dog eating contest, babe.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut, man, coming for you. But like, all to say that my choice to compete in bodybuilding has led me to here today. Like, that is very much a strong fact. But leading to my competitive bodybuilding career was just enjoyment of the fitness side of things, learning it, being in the gym, enjoying the gym, to then where competing ended up elevating that enjoyment and that pursuit and that passion.
Yeah.
But then all of it integrated into my life and made me better in all of my pursuits. Granted, it probably deterred me from a few things here and there. Sorry, Genesis Engineering. You guys didn't like me eating all those meals in your meetings, but either way, you're completely correct. It bled into everything. And now we get to sit here with a roster of 70 plus clients between the two of us and a very happy team that we are proud of at the moment and couldn't be more proud of at the moment.
Yeah.
With just consistent upward trajectory moving forward every single day.
Yeah.
So why not choose to stick to your adherence? Why not choose to stick to that pursuit? Why not make the choice to do the hard thing? Because you might surprise yourself and it might bleed into everything else.
And you know what's interesting that just made me think of this? Me and you have had waves of time where we weren't, I'll speak for myself and you can say on your side, like, was not bodybuilding, wasn't eating square meals while we owned the business, let's say. In the past, how long is we had the business? 4 years? Something like that?
Going on 4.
Going on 4. And tell you what, man, the years that we've been like locked in on our own goals versus the years that I was in the ether with like, yeah, I want to look good. Two very different outcomes in terms of how our business performs, how we operate as a couple. I would say, like, reflecting on the years that I took off bodybuilding and truly when I say was not doing anything on the nutrition side of things, we were in immense amounts of therapy, both of us, for both our relationship and individual. I did not look the way I wanted to. I was sleeping in. I was staying up late. I was eating like shit. There was chocolate bars in my nightstand. Like, the business was not in the place it is now. Our clients were not people we enjoyed. And not to say it's all because I bodybuild, but, you know, when you take care of yourself and you're inspiring the people around you to take care of themselves and they're performing and they're showing up, we're better people to each other. We're better people for the business. We're better people for the clients. It changes everything.
The one word that's been on the front of my mind so much the past like 2 months, just focus. And the application of that word across multiple facets of our lives, bodybuilding, career, coaching, our relationship, everything we're doing. We are completely correct. And like, I'll say this as well. That's one thing I spoke to my coach about post-show. And that's one thing I spoke to him about in terms of my current growth phase. Like, I'm eating 6,000 calories. I'm taking enough PEDs to be a professional bodybuilder. But the conversation with him was like, I don't care how much food I have to eat or how little. I don't care how little PEDs we have to do to make this happen. I need to consistently feel good and stay focused. Because if I lose that focus and I don't feel good, then this beautiful positive trajectory you just explained starts to take a left turn.
Sure.
And that's what I don't want for myself. I don't want that for us, our business, our clients, my life. So for me, I'm able to identify it and I'm able to have that conversation. I'm able to make choices that align with that determination.
Yeah.
For everybody else, it's really just take a step back and think of it in the same frame of mind. What means so much to you? What does that focus require? And then how do you continue to make sure you do not deter yourself from that focus? How do you stay on that path?
Yeah. And we'll leave it at this. We have family coming in September. And I said to Connor, I was like, I love the family. I love having them here. I love being a part of the memories. My goals are important to me. My sleep is important to me. And very clearly, these are my expectations and the things I will and will not participate in because I cannot allow that to detract from what I'm focused on. And a supportive partner nods and says, absolutely, I wouldn't expect anything different. So if you're wondering, well, am I going to embarrass my family by bringing this Tupperware? I wouldn't be the person I am today if I 6 years ago was embarrassed to bring my food places or I listen to the people that were like, oh, you don't need to meal prep, just come out to the bar. You don't need to do that, skip the gym, do this. Those people are on a completely different path than me, and that's absolutely fine. But I wouldn't have had the growth that I wanted for myself if I had caved to all of those like temptations. And now it's just a very simple conversation of, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I need. You don't need to do anything other than support me. And if your significant other is the hurdle that you have to jump to accomplish your goals, or they play a role in keeping you from getting to your goals, then you need to deliberate on that and decide, like, how do we change that? Because it shouldn't be a hurdle.
I agree completely, and I think that boils down to one beautiful sentence. You are the product of your choices. You're not the product of your circumstances. And that's something I've been thinking strongly lately. So take that tidbit.
Well, I might have a whole episode to do on that alone.
Oh, we can do another one. So for part 2, drop your questions in the comments, like, subscribe, and yapped and yoked. We out.